This is my ranking of truck simulator games that I've played, based purely on my personal experience. Each one is placed from masterpiece to trash, depending on how realistic the driving feels and how immersive the trucking experience is. Let's get straight into the list. Euro Truck Simulator 2 is a trucking simulation where deliveries across a large map of Europe build money for better trucks, garages, hired drivers, and business growth. Different roads, weather, traffic, and cargo keep each job changing. After settling in, I found myself planning longer routes instead of chasing quick jobs. Buying my first truck felt rewarding, and expanding my company made every successful delivery matter. Long drives never became repetitive because the scenery and road layouts were always changing, while careful parking and fuel management gave me something else to think about. Some cities looked too simple, and certain countryside areas lacked detail, but the driving physics and steady progression kept me returning for another contract. Putting money into new skills and hiring drivers paid off, and I could really see my company expanding over time. Long highway drives were a great way to relax until heavy rain or narrow roads reminded me to stay focused. It finishes in the excellent tier. American Truck Simulator places players behind the wheel of heavy cargo haulers delivering freight across highways, cities, and desert roads while expanding a transport business through better trucks, garages, and hired drivers. During my playthrough, I gradually settled into the steady pace of each delivery after a few contracts. I started with easier trailer parking and gradually increased the challenge as I got more comfortable. Driving through recognizable cities and wide desert highways kept every route interesting, while random roadblocks forced me to rethink plans. Building my own trucking business added another reason to keep working. Some dashboard readouts were too small, and the gameplay eventually became repetitive, but the detailed trucks and relaxing atmosphere made me return for more deliveries. Relaxing radio stations and changing weather also broke monotony nicely. I have no hesitation putting it in my masterpiece tier. SnowRunner is an off-road trucking simulator where cargo deliveries, vehicle recovery, bridge repairs, and supply runs unfold across muddy forests, frozen roads, and deep swamps. Routes require careful planning, fuel management, the right truck, and suitable equipment before setting off. Once I accepted how demanding the terrain could be, reaching the destination with my cargo felt rewarding because rushing almost always ended badly. I spent a lot of time searching for safer routes, using my winch to escape deep mud, and hunting down stronger trucks hidden across the maps instead of simply buying upgrades. The heavy truck physics felt satisfying, and each difficult climb made progress worth celebrating. Some menus slowed things down, upgrade requirements felt strange, and the scout vehicles never handled as well as I expected. Playing with friends also made the toughest recovery missions much more enjoyable. The challenge always gave me a reason to load up another haul. It finishes in my great tier. Food Truck Simulator combines cooking, business management, and driving as players prepare meals, serve customers, upgrade a food truck, unlock new cuisines, and grow a small business while completing jobs across an open town. After learning the cooking routine, handling several customer orders at once became my favorite part because managing the grill and workspace took real concentration. Unlocking new recipes kept things from becoming too repetitive, and upgrading the truck added a nice sense of progress. The driving felt weightless, and constantly returning to the garage for supplies slowed everything down more than I liked. Playing with the controller also made precise cutting and placing ingredients harder than it should have been. The story existed but never became memorable, and the visuals left little impression. I usually had something playing in the background, and it turned meal preparation into a nice way to unwind. It settles into my mediocre tier. On-the-road truck simulator lets players transport cargo across a condensed version of Germany while managing a trucking company through new vehicles, hired drivers, expanding routes, and long highway deliveries that rely on careful driving and trailer control. That attention to detail became even more noticeable once I was behind the wheel. The engine sounds, air brakes, and gear changes stood out because they made driving a heavy truck feel more believable. Adjusting the seat position also helped create a better cabin view during longer trips. Expanding the company with additional drivers gave me something to work toward beyond simple deliveries. Unfortunately, broken mirrors made reversing and cornering much harder than they should have been, and the awkward camera often became frustrating while parking trailers. Frequent freezes, crashes, weak visuals, strange collision physics, and distracting pop-in constantly interrupted the experience. I could still see the ideas behind it, but the technical problems were impossible to ignore. It finishes in my trash tier. MudRunner is an off-road trucking simulator where heavy vehicles carry logs across deep mud, rivers, forests, and rough trails using realistic physics, winches, all-wheel drive, and differential locks. Getting every delivery done meant driving carefully, choosing better routes, and handling difficult terrain without getting stuck. Once I spent enough time learning the maps and understanding how each truck handled, everything started to click. The weight of every log load, the engine sound, and the way the suspension reacted made every trip believable. The trucks felt connected to the mud instead of sliding across it, and every successful delivery felt satisfying because I had to work for it. I also liked the improved crane controls, better maps, and the large modding community that added even more variety. The camera could be frustrating at times, but the outstanding physics always kept me coming back. It lands in my good tier due to its driving realism. Those are my picks for truck simulator games. Let me know which trucking game you'd put in the masterpiece tier, and I'll see you in the next one.